Did you see the ESPN SB thing I sent you?
I read a little bit of it. Apparently, what happened? They were like accepting awards like they didn't actually qualify for or something.
Yeah. So we had somebody in the comments ask about this, so wanted to address it specifically. ESPN, College Game Day, the hosts and the on-air talent, for whatever reason, like I'm not or Emmy, sorry, I'm not an Emmy expert. I don't know what's eligible for an Emmy, what's not, what you can get for a Grammy. Oh, I don't follow any of that crap, right? I don't care. What I do know is that they were ESPN essentially not College Game Day hosts not eligible to win um, Emmys for whatever reason. Right? Like, I don't know what the rules are. I don't follow the Emmys that well, I guess. But what they were doing was they were submitting applications for people with similar names. Like instead of Reese Davis, it would say Randy Davis. Instead of Chris Fowler, it would say Charles Fowler. Or instead of Sam Ponder, it would say Sarah Ponder, stuff like that. Kirk Herbstreit, it would say Kit Herbstreit or whatever. And they were using fake names
Yeah.
to get their people Emmys. The Emmys would come in and they would take them to you can go to any local trophy shop. I don't even know if trophy shops still exist now with Amazon and the online market, but there used to be little trophy shops all over, not all over, but they'd be in different towns or whatever. I remember one like right down the store or right down the road from where we used to go to Outback a lot, and there was one right next to it. And they'd take them in there and get the names scrubbed and have them engraved with the right name. So they'd put Kirk on it instead of Kit or whatever. They did this for years, decades. And it was this big scandal. And they had to return 37 Emmys. Richie, we give ESPN a hard time about a lot of things. We talk a lot of crap about ESPN. And we just absolutely, dude, Joel, you're the man. Upped his Battle's End membership. You guys better be Battle's End members. So it was literally like they would do it every year. They would cheat and lie and steal. Like that is all three of those. Like, and you could say, oh, it's just the Emmys, it's not a big deal. No, that is cheating and that is lying and that is stealing. And so for everybody out there, like I hate to make this a bigger thing, but for everybody out there that's like, oh, ESPN, like they don't care. They're just covering sports. They don't care about your team or this team or keeping this team out of the playoffs. No, they're liars and they're cheaters and they've got an agenda. And I don't care. Listen, I'm not saying that, because they did this Emmy thing, they kept Florida State out of the playoffs. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you, it's more than they're just covering sports, man. They are greedy, money hungry, power hungry, attention hungry people. And I will say, it said in the report that none of the on-air talent like really knew that was happening. I don't know how that's the case. I don't know how you win an Emmy and don't really win it, but I don't know. I'll take them at their word for that, and I won't throw even more potatoes at Kirk while we're over in Ireland. But I will say, for you to do this and for you to literally like have this entire ploy and this entire scam, like what are the morals at this organization? Like any? Are there any?
They have none. They have none. It starts at the top. Bob Iger. I have plenty of opinions on Disney and ESPN and ABC and all that. I'm going to refrain. I'm going to hold back, TJ. There's some things I could say. I'll get myself in trouble if I say what I really think. But yeah, the morals of that organization, the morals of that organization are zero. My wife works for Disney for 13 years, and the stories I heard from her, how they treat their employees, it's disgusting. It really is. And they trap them in there. And I'm glad my wife was able to get out and get a new job. But a lot of people feel trapped. And that's just what Disney does. And Bob Iger, he is a piece of shit. I'm sorry. This was a clean show until then, but I had to say it. It's just disgusting what they do to their employees, how they treat them. And, this is not surprising at all to me to hear this story. And I will just leave it at that. I will refrain from going further because I will get myself in trouble.
Listen, it is shocking to me that people can still look at ESPN and not think. Now, I'll tell you, I think ESPN. Let me back up some. Right? Let me pour a little bit more of this while we're talking. I think ESPN does a You can hear that. I think ESPN does a good job with live sports. I think their live sports coverage is really good. And maybe
Yeah,
that's
because that's all the content they have, because their original content is trash outside
it's
of the 30 for
awful.
30s.
And maybe they're not even really that good with live sports. They just have like literally all the rights to everything. And so like that's just all the live sports I know. But I mean, I think they do. I like a lot of their commentators. I mean, I like some of the stuff. I'll tell you, before it got so stupid and everything had to be like a sob story, I liked Game Day. You know, like I enjoyed watch. I woke up every morning, Richie, and watched Game Day.
Yeah.
You know, I loved when Florida State got it, and I've been to Game Day at like 6 different stadiums. It's phenomenal. But I mean, it used to be. But ESPN, what a just trash organization, from top to bottom. And people that want to defend it, again, I'm not saying, oh, Florida State got left out of the playoff because ESPN faked Emmys. That's not. But it's
Nothing to do with that. Yeah.
about when you think about like the lack of morals that you have to have, to pull something like this off. When you think about just the deception, the lying, you know, the thinking that you're above the rules, like all of that to me plays into not only this Emmy crap, but just everything else we've seen with the way they flip-flopped, the way that they're play by, like, you know, Reese Davis and Kirk Herbstreit and Greg McElroy. Oh no, we weren't told to say these different things, but we all changed our mind the morning of the selection show and didn't have anything else. Like, again, I'm not trying to compare everything to Florida State, but this is a Florida State show. So if you don't like that, go find another one. I think that when you think about it from that angle and you think about the fact that these people have no morals, they have no moral compass, they have no, you know, there's nothing in them that would say like, hey, we need to do what's right in a situation. It is truly just what benefits us the most. And that's, I think, how you come up with stuff like this. You come up with a snub that the rest of college football is talking about 60 days later, right? And so, yeah, they're maybe 50 days later. So they're frustrating to see, but yeah, I might apply. What are the podcast awards? Are there podcast awards? I might apply for like a Ray Barnes and like a Henry Harris.
Since we're going off script entirely, let me give a shout out to Pat McAfee, because the ESPN executives did not want Aaron Rodgers on anymore. Pat McAfee said, you know, he's not coming on anymore, guys, until after football's over. And then out of nowhere, the very next day, Pat McAfee's like, let's welcome Aaron Rodgers onto the show. Like, I loved that. Like, I don't care what you think about Aaron Rodgers or Pat McAfee. I love Pat McAfee because he clearly does not care. He said, basically, if you want to fire me, fire me. I don't care, but I'm going to do this show exactly how I want to do it. And that's why, TJ, I would never want to sell our show to anybody if they thought they could control what we say, because I want to be able to say whatever I want to. And Pat McAfee did that, and that was amazing.
I will tell you, I don't love McAfee's shtick. I don't necessarily love his takes. I think he's got some pretty awful takes. I mean, but I, you know, people would probably say that about me too, right? Like they'd probably say like, you know, TJ, your takes suck too. So whatever. And so that's fine. I do love how much he does not give a flying F. Like he is like, look, I will do what I want. If you can me from this network, I will go somewhere else and everyone will follow me. I do not care. I don't care about
still make billions of dollars.
Yeah. He is. Have you watched Billions?
I've not.
Okay, well, he's the guy from Billion. I mean, just like Playboy billionaire, like, I mean, not that McAfee's a billionaire, but like Playboy, like, really, like, I don't give an F. I'll do what I want. You know, like he's the Joe Rogan of ESPN, right? Like, oh, cancel me, cancel this, cancel these. So yeah, McAfee as a sports guy, whatever, take it or leave it. Who he is, in like flipping the middle finger to ESPN. That's what I like about him. Yes. So yeah, I'm seeing some comments. His takes are terrible. He's not good with takes, but he is, he's good at throwing the middle finger up to ESPN. I like that. So yeah, Harlan, Richie, I've submitted some fake Emmys on you guys' behalf. Just keep an eye out in the mail for if it says, you know, Henry Harris or, you know, Ray Barnes. That's what, you know, I need to take it to an engraver. So, all right, Richie, some shout outs and we'll get out of here.